was like. Good morning, y'all. Hope everyone is having an amazing week. It has been a while since I did a vlog. I feel like the last vlog I did was about some court cases that I'm watching. I am watching a new court case, and it is Georgia versus Edward Frost. I'm going to do a video about that case because I think I need to take some time. I did do a live, but I ended up blocking it because there was some things that I was doing in the video. I was trying to get live StreamYard together. It was my first time using it, and I just didn't feel like it was good quality. So I'm going to redo that video and talk about that case and like the things that I see in the case and just all the things. But let's do a life update. So last time we talked, I was doing a book review, trying to be out more, doing all the things to be more social. Well, I got a new part-time job, and I'm really excited about this part-time job because I really like it. I am a host, and I am hosting music bingo events and different other events. So I've been like training and doing all the things to learn my role and setting up and getting the music together and just learning all the ropes. So last night was my like first official show with like a lot of people there. And I must say it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought the energy was good. As a host, I now just have to learn how to engage with the crowd more, my cues and everything, which comes with time, learning and everything. But I must say that I'm enjoying it so far. When I had first saw the job, I was like, let's see. I was like, oh, I don't really have DJ experience, but as far as hosting, I know how to talk. I know how to engage with people, so I should be good to do it. So I did the interview and went to go see what it was like. Like I was saying, I'm having a lot of technical difficulties. My phone keeps falling on my stand. I don't know. I've lost my concealer. Give me a moment. All right, I'm back. So when I went to go see how the show ran, I thought it was good, and I accepted the job. So I've been learning the new role, and I'm really happy about the new role. I think it's good. It's extra good money. And yeah, also this weekend is Valentine's Day. I do not have a Valentine. However, I'm going to be working on weekend. So, of course, you know, I am a brand ambassador for Black Girl Vitamins. I say it all the time. If you shop in Black Girl Vitamins and you need a discount code, use my code. It is Deanna22129 to save 15% off. All right, so use that if you need it. But I'm going to be working the Black Mental Health Conference this weekend. So I will be working that conference and out there. So if you are going to the Black Mental Health Conference in Raleigh on Friday, February 13th or February 14th, come to the Black Girl Vitamins table and come see me. So yeah, so I am doing that this weekend. And then Saturday night, once I'm done working, I will probably, I'm more than likely, I think my Valentine's dinner is either going to go to Publix and get some crab legs and some shrimp, or maybe ordering something from like P.F. Chang's or one of the restaurants in Crabtree. That's probably going to be my dinner. All right, now that we've done that, let me go ahead and get my hair done. But I do want to talk about a new book that I read and finished. Well, it's not really a new book. So I know you guys have probably seen His and Hers on Netflix. And so once I finished watching His and Hers, I heard that there was a book. So I decided to read the book, and the book was good. What I will say is that it was some differences in the book, not too many differences. The storyline is pretty much the same as it is in the series, but there were some things that they left out of the series that I thought was really important as far as the storyline, to give you a little more information about the characters. I was talking to a friend and they were like, what if there's a season 2? I'm like, I don't think it's going to be a season 2 because it was based off a book, and I feel like they went through everything that was in the book. Unless, if anybody knows, is there like a sequel to His and Hers that would make a part 2 or a season 2 for the book? Put it in the comments, let me know. Okay, well, let's talk about what I felt was different from the series and the book. First, let's talk about the friends. So we know Rachel, who was the main leader, that was the one that was found unalived at the beginning of the series. Also, she was found unalived in the book. She was sleeping with Jack, just like in the series. However, Rachel's husband was different in the series than in the book. In the book, spoiler alert. Let me put that. Spoiler alert. I'm going to put spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Because if you want to read the book, don't listen. But yeah, in the book, Rachel, her husband, was not mobile. He was never considered a suspect because he was like really old. And I think they played him as like being a support to her as far as in the series. But as far as in the book, they made it seem like he was a 80-something-year-old man that was not able to move and wasn't able to be mobile. So he was immediately out of the situation as being one of the suspects. As you know, in the series, he was a suspect for a while in the series, and they were pointing blame to him. So they brought that more out in the series than in the book. In the book, the husband didn't get no play. They was like, he can't be the suspect because he can't move. He's not mobile. So he was not the suspect. What I will say is that in the series, they did not really bring out how Rachel was basically abusing all the girls. Like, they talked about like the physical abuse and the mental abuse as far as the friends, and how she treated Kat as far as trying to make her feel like she was drinking urine. But as far as really going into depth of how she was like basically forcing herself onto Anna, like in the book, they really get into that how she was really like forcing herself on her. And then of course, like, you think like it felt weird because it was like and it was kind of, it goes to in a subconscious mind of like, what is she doing? As like Rachel was like trying to touch on her and kiss her and all this stuff while they were in the bed. And it went to like in a self-conscious mind of like, what is she really doing to me? And then she started to enjoy it. And then it just opened up this Pandora's box of this weird relationship between her and all the girls. So it made me, they never explicitly said that Rachel was doing the same thing to all the other girls, but it made me feel like that with the unconscious jealousy and things that the other girls had for Anna. So I thought that was really interesting that they did not bring out that point in the series, but they went through that in the book. Also, we know that Mama did a crime, all right, and how she did it. But in the book, and I don't remember this in the series, and put it in the comments if I'm wrong, but in the book, it goes over how after the incident with Anna happened and Catherine in the woods for her birthday, it talks about how her mom found a unaliving note of Anna when she went off to boarding school. So, it talks about how Anna, after that incident happened, she went off to boarding school. She left. She was done with the small town. And also, while I'm thinking about it, in the book, this book was based off. The scene was in London and around that area, and of course, we know in the series it was based in Atlanta, Georgia area. So back to Mama finding the unaliving note that she left before she went off to boarding school, and that's what made Mama create the plan to get them girls back. And it took a long time for her to get them back, and she had to figure out a plan, and that's how she came up with the dementia plan to really get them. So in the end, we talk about how in the end of the book, and this is really like the things that I got from it, and I do want to go over discussion questions, but I think I want to do that in a separate video to really talk about the discussion questions and what happened, and how I feel, and get into a deep dive of the book. But this is just some things that stood out to me. But it also talks about how in the series, I thought this was really interesting, in the series of how Anna's mama, the reason why her daddy wasn't around, it really goes into the relationship of her dad, and why her dad is not around is because Mama unalived him and put him under the garden because he was abusive. So it really got into that too. So I feel like Anna's mom was a protector of her child and wanted to make sure her child was okay, and she did a really good job doing that. And then in the end, Anna's mama went to a home and lived her best life. And of course, you know, Anna and Jack got back together, and because Jack's sister Zoe was unalived as well, they got the niece and they raised her as their own. So that's pretty much the differences in the book. But I am gonna do another video to go over just a deeper understanding or feeling about the book. All right, so yeah, that's all. That's my life updates. That's really all I have to talk about this morning. I'm about to go ahead, get the rest of my clothes on, take my dog out, and get ready for my work day. Y'all have an amazing day. I hope you feel the love this weekend, as it is Valentine's Day. Even if you don't have a Valentine, if you have your girls, and also if you want to do a little self-care, honey, go ahead and do that and just enjoy your time. See you later. Talk to you next time.